in France as an Mundus, Mundus Scholar in Multi-Phase System for Sustainable Engineering, a joint master's program spanning France, Italy, and Germany. During his undergraduate years, Abel served as president of the Society of Petroleum Engineers Futmina chapter, where he led his chapter to win several national and international awards. He now serves as the Assistant Technology Transfer Chair of SPE Abuja section. Mr. Abel is passionate about sustainable energy as the backbone of industrialization and economic development and about quality education as the catalyst for socio-economic inclusion. His dedication to long life learning and mentorship reflects his belief in empowering his peers to access opportunities and excel globally. In his free time, he also enjoys listening to music and podcasts, watching documentaries, and exploring new ideas through reading. Mr. Abel, you're welcome. You're welcome to this webinar. Thank you for gracing this webinar. Thank you so much. Mr. Abel, over to you. Mr. Abel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you
You're
so
welcome, sir.
thank you so much for having me, and it's really a delight to be here with you all to share my experience. And okay, so I don't know, am I supposed to do a presentation, or I have to maybe share an experience, answer some questions? I don't know. Please kindly confirm, Mr. Rufus.
Yes, you do a presentation. Mr. Rufus.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone that goes best for you that you see we can actually get more light from presentation, experience, either of them.
Okay. So I was okay. All right, no problem. Um, how many minutes do I have, please?
For you have sorry, sir, I'm coming. Let me check that out.
Should be
Sorry, let me
30.
check that.
Should be 30.
Okay, yes.
Okay, that's a long time. Okay, no problem. Okay, so thank you, everyone, and I'm really happy to be here to share my experience about from classroom to paycheck, understanding life after school, and winning opportunities. And I really want to appreciate the OGTAN Young Professionals Footmina chapter for inviting me to give this talk, right, to share my experience. And I'm really happy that we have an OGTAN YP chapter in Footmina. And I remember back then when OGTAN first sponsored some of our students to the NOG Energy Week in 2023. I'm really happy to see that we are progressing and we have a full body on ground now doing exploits, trying to impact the lives of students on campus. So yeah, thank you. From classroom to paycheck, understanding life after school, and winning opportunities. So it is very important to understand that, of course, everything I'll be saying here would be from my experience. I mean, I'm a young guy like you. I finished Footmina 2024. I did my convocation in 2024. And yeah, so far, life has been good. And I owe it to God's grace and then some form of um, planning and something that I'm going to share on this call. So I am a proponent of what I call charting your course. Charting your course is more like maybe you draw. I apologize, I didn't make a presentation because I thought it was going to be a question and answer session. So charting your course is what I call, or I can describe it as, let's say you are at a point A, and then you want to get to a point B, right? That is, it could be anywhere. It could be towards the north, towards the east, towards the west, towards the south, right? So charting your course is like designing the steps you're gonna take to get to move from point A to point B, right? So that is what charting your course means, right? You want to become a medical doctor. Maybe that was your dream when you were 15 years old, or when you were, let's say, 9 years old. All right. I mean, the fact that you decide that you want to be a doctor means that there are things that you have to do that that might be different from your friend, even your childhood friend. In fact, if possible, your twin, if you're a twin. There are things that you're going to have to do that will be different from your twin who wants to become a lawyer. You want to be a doctor, your twin wants to be a lawyer. So you have to chart your courses, right, in different directions towards your desired career ambition, right? So I would like to say that in preparing for life after school and the opportunities that are abound, the preparation starts even before your graduation. The preparation does not begin after you're done with school. It starts before your graduation. Imagine a student who is in SS1 who dreams of becoming a lawyer, but then he goes on to study physics and chemistry in the senior class, right? That sounds ridiculous. So that is what many of us do when it comes to life. We want big things, but the choices that we make, they don't align, right? So preparation for life after school does not start on your convocation day. It starts now that you're on this call, if it hasn't started for you, right? Now that you're still a student, there is a lot you can do to prepare yourself for life after school, to prepare yourself to win some of the many opportunities that are out there after school. When I was in school, right, I was just like you in Fort Mina 2017 to 2024. I didn't wait for graduation to start preparing. I kept asking myself, what is next after this? What are the opportunities that are available? Maybe a job in the industry of my dream, maybe a scholarship to study abroad, right? Or should it be a business endeavor, right? To maybe offer value something and then make some good money. So this I mean the choice of what you want to do right after school, you should begin to ask yourself the question. And then when you ask yourself these questions, you can then begin to ask further questions. What will I do, right, with what I am currently learning? How can I become better? How can I prepare myself for this dream that I have? So these are questions that will now shape your habits. It will shape the people that you connect with in school and even outside the school environment. It will determine whether you're going to have to get some money and travel all the way from Mina to Abuja to attend a conference to network with professionals. It will determine whether you have to do the same and go all the way to Lagos to attend one event or the other, right? So if you're able to understand that the preparation starts from now, there are things that you're going to do that will make the transitioning even easier and better for you. So this is how you position yourself for opportunities. And then it is important that you set your goals, set very clear goals, and you can set these goals. Maybe you can have primary goals, right? You can have a primary goal, you can have a secondary goal, you can have a maybe let's say a tertiary goal. And then maybe your primary goals are, maybe you want to have a PhD at 30, PhD at 30. That could be your primary goal. Another goal could be that you want to be a billionaire at 40. That's another goal. Maybe you want to be married at 30 and have 2 kids at 40. So these are goals. Now, if you want to have a PhD at 30, and then you check, and then there's another thing that is very important. I don't know if we've heard of SWOT analysis. Has anyone heard of SWOT analysis or know what SWOT analysis is? if you do, maybe you should write
Yes,
the,
sir. I've heard of SWOT
yeah, write
analysis.
the full meaning in the
Now,
chat.
just
Yes, SWOT analysis. So it's a very important framework that is used by successful businesses, right? To to put themselves in that position where they can utilize their full potential and then make the most of the opportunities that exist. Now, if for instance you want to become a PhD holder by 30, you literally have no business jumping from one unrelated job to another, right? You have to see, okay, how can I begin my master's immediately I'm done with my bachelor's? How can I proceed to PhD? What are the funding opportunities that are available that I can take? What can I do to get these funding opportunities? If for you, you want to become a billionaire at 40, you have no business sticking to one particular job or working for someone earning salary every month that cannot even cover your needs, right? And then you want to be a billionaire at 40. If you want to be a billionaire at 40, you have to think towards maybe business, right? Maybe which industry can I feature in, and then maybe start a business, render some services, whatever, that you can now scale up, right, over time. And then that will put you on the trajectory to becoming a billionaire at 40. It's not by doing 9 to 5, right, in a company or in someone's business and then earning 1 million in a month. So yeah, so these are some of the things that you need to understand, right? And then this understanding will help you with the with the right choice to make. And of course, the world we have today rewards clarity. So when you know what you want, it is easier for you to know what not to do and what to do. So you need to come to that point where you know what you want, have your goals, primary goals, secondary goal, and let's say tertiary goals, right? So your primary goal is the major one, right? Then you do a SWOT analysis on your primary goals, right? So what is SWOT analysis? SWOT is a framework that is used to evaluate the competitive position, assess internal and external issues, and then evaluate both current and future potential. So it is a strategic planning technique. And then you look at the strengths. What are the strengths that I have as a person? What are my weaknesses? What O is opportunities. What are the opportunities that exist? And then T is threats. What are the threats that I have to be wary of? So with this, you can decide to say, okay, these are my strengths, right? Maybe due to the strengths that I have, I can feature better in this particular industry. These are my weaknesses. What can I do to improve on this week to improve on these areas of my weakness, right? Then these are the opportunities that exist in the world. And then these are the threats. How do I mitigate against these threats? So this will really help you to forge ahead and to do what you have to do. Then one other point I would like to raise is that it is important that you understand the world of work. So there is the school system, right, which we are used to, and then there is the world of work. The real world is not a continuation of school. It's like a different ball game. It has new rules, right? And then the earlier you understand how the world works, the better for you. Now, in the world of work, there are some industries that have faster growth curves. There are some industries that pay more than the other, right? So if you are, I mean, okay, I'm not going to mention industries, but when it comes to your personal goals, right? Your personal goals, your personality, and all of these things that you need to understand about yourself will determine where you should feature. If you are someone that is crazy about making money, there are industries that will fetch you that maybe faster than others, right? If you are someone that is looking for maybe a little bit of balance between the time you have to spend working and then the time you have for yourself. There are industries that suit you better. So it is important that you know yourself and then you understand the world of work, the many industries that are out there, and and with that, you should be able to determine which one is best for you or better for you. When I heard about, for instance, the NYC Corpreneurship Challenge, I was in camp then. I didn't wait for experience, as I then had not done any business before, right? But then there was a challenge that people should come and give a business proposal, and then the best person gets 800K, the second best gets 500K, the third gets 300K. That was an opportunity. I had not done business before, but I understood how the world works. I understood how competitions like that work, right? So, and then I went for it, and then I'm going to talk about it maybe in a few minutes. And then that was how I got that opportunity. So one thing is very important. I would say that information is leverage. Information is leverage, and then relevance sells, and then confidence converts. So these are three very important lessons that I want you to take. That one, information can be your leverage. The more you know, the better your chances at getting some opportunities, because there are so many things that you may not know. I mean, maybe your choices are usually defined by the level or the limit of your knowledge, but there are things that if you know about today, that knowledge would maybe change the way you look at some things, or would change the things that you do, right? So it's important that you seek knowledge through many ways, right? You can use the internet to seek knowledge, to learn from people. You can seek mentorship from people, right? To learn about opportunities that exist, to learn about how life is outside school. You can look for someone that you can admire, someone maybe who transitioned from the classroom to the industry very swiftly, and then ask them to maybe give you some insights. What can you do? Right? A session such as this, as organized by the OGTAN YP Footminer chapter, is a very good opportunity to learn about how people who have gone ahead of you maybe thrived, and what they did that made a difference for them. So you learn about this. So this is valuable information that can set you apart. When I was in camp then, and I heard about this business challenge or whatever, I went online straight up, and then I just searched the name, Unity Bank Entrepreneurship Challenge. And then I saw that there was a news from Punch newspaper about the same competition that was done at a different NYC camp, I think in Lagos, maybe a year earlier. And then from the news that I read, I saw that, okay, the person that came first did something on Gary processing. The second person did something on maybe poultry rearing or something. Then the third person did another thing in something still agro related. I was like, okay, why is it that a competition like this was held, and then first, second, and third position went to people that did something related to farming? Could it be that there is maybe a human bias towards farming, because farming is something that brings you closer to the community, right? I mean, NYC is all about national integration, and farming is something that will bring you closer to the community, something that you can do that would serve the community where you are. So that when I saw that pattern, it gave me insight on the direction to go. And of course, relevance sales. There are things that are more relevant today than others, right? And then I understood that health and food security are global priorities. So I decided that, okay, let me build my idea on this. And of course, I understood again that the best may not, the best person, right, in a competition such as that does not have to be the one that has maybe the best idea at the end of the day, right? Confidence is very important. Ability to speak to public, to ability to convince the audience or the panel of judges that, look, this my business is what you should invest in. It's also very important. And that was it. The skill on presentation, that made a difference for me, and that was how I was able to win the competition then in camp, right? So this is a very, very important thing to look out for. And then another thing I'd like to talk about is maybe my experience from opportunity to income. So after camp, I did my camp in Ebonyi State. And after camp, I realized that the opportunities that I wanted weren't in Ebonyi, right? Ebonyi is one of the poorest states in the southeast, let's say, I think. Yeah. So, and then I had interest in, I already said I wanted to go for my master's, and then there were things that I needed to do to position myself for the master's scholarships I was looking forward to. And I didn't see myself getting to do those things in the way I wanted in Ebonyi. So I saw that the opportunity was not there for me. So I had to move. I moved from Ebonyi to Abuja. Then I decided to serve at Nile University. Even at Nile University, I looked for opportunities, right? I was working with the head of the department where I served, and then that was there. And then I saw an opportunity. A lot of the students were struggling, right? They had rich parents who are willing to give them the best of education and all of that, but they were probably not understanding fully from the class, or maybe they were playing maybe on serious. And their parents needed a tutor that would help them to maybe get better to understand and have maybe a more direct tutoring that would help them to pass their exams. And I saw the opportunity and I took it. And with that alone, I was able to make close to 10 times what I was being paid per month, right? So now, why or how was I able to fit into that position? Now, preparedness comes in, right? I studied chemical engineering. I was serving in an engineering department. When I was in school, I was a serious student. I graduated with a very good result. So I understood mathematics very well, engineering mathematics, fluid dynamics, thermodynamics, and all of these things. And because I had this knowledge from school, I was able to take them tutorials in physics, chemistry, mathematics, applied mechanics, and all of these things. And this was how the value that I had to offer was able to give me a very good amount of money, right? Like I said, 10 times more than 10 times of my allowance was what I was getting. And then that was an eye-opener for me. And it taught me the lesson that really there's some things that you might be doing now, right? Developing yourself, getting some valuable skills may later maybe turn out to be very profitable for you, right, in the near future. You never really can tell. So it is good that you put in the effort now to develop yourself, to give the best you can to everything you are doing, to your studies, learn the things you're being taught, to anything really that you're doing, just give your best, and then you stand a chance, you stand a very high chance of maybe positioning yourself for future opportunities. Of course, like I said, money follows value, and you should always ask yourself, what problem can I solve? What skill can I offer? Can I do graphic design? Can I code with Python? What gap can I fill in a particular organization? Because what the organization pays you for when you get a job is the value that you are offering. You offer value that help them to make money, and then they pay you in return. This is 2025. The gig economy is booming. You see people on Fiverr, on Upwork, on LinkedIn making a whole lot of money, even on X, right? So people are hiring globally. There's a visa that is available in some of these Western countries, and even I think the Middle East. They call it the nomadic visa. So a nomad, nomad is from the word. We have nomadic farmers. These herders that move their flock from place to place. We call them nomads, right? They just keep walking around in the bushes from one state to the other, taking care of their distance. So this nomadic visa is a type of visa that you can check it up. People that have very good skills, right? Tech skills and all of these things, you can get a visa for instance, to live in France or to live in maybe Dubai or something, and then you can just stay in your house there and then just be working online. You don't need to be working for a company physically, right? And even you can even be in Nigeria and be working and be making some good money. So that is another thing. So you just need a laptop and a skill, and there are so many skills that you can learn in today's world from YouTube, from Coursera, and so on. On Coursera, to you can get to learn any skill available there for free using the financial aid, which is available. If you use a mobile app to apply for the financial aid, you can get 100% financial aid. And then you can learn any skill, utilize YouTube, seek mentorship. And with these skills, you can make yourself very good amount of money, right? Just working from home or working from your place here in Nigeria. So it is one thing that you should um, work on. And then when the money starts coming, it's important that you budget very well, have financial discipline, right? You can work with percentages. Maybe your basic essentials should take 50% if it's obtainable, because I know that things are very hard in Nigeria, and sometimes your 100% salary may not be able to cover for your accommodation. But of course, it is important that you live within your means too. There's no point buying a phone of 800K when you know that you are not at that level yet. You're going to get there eventually. Just get the things that you need. You should be able to differentiate between your needs and your wants. And then always have something, maybe a savings, have a very good network of friends that you think alike. And then, of course, at this stage, as a student trying to transition to the industry, I would say that it will do you more good to even invest in your personal development than to save, right? So, I mean, if you have some money, right, pay for a course and develop yourself. Of course, if you can get free courses, fine. If not, you should be willing to put in some money, right, into personal development, whether it is maybe a skill you want to learn. You need to enroll in a tech school, you need to enroll in a professional school, you want to learn public speaking, you want to learn health safety, and I mean, this is OGTAN's YP. You want to learn HSC, you want to learn project management, and then you need to take certification exams in these things. This is a prize. This is something that you can actually do. This is worth it, right? Even if you are saving, you should be saving towards some of these things. These things that will set you apart when you graduate, right? I mean, you graduate and then you have a CV. CV is just almost empty. You went to school and then you did internship and that's it, nothing more. But if you're able to do some of these extra things, you save up, right? And then you get these extra certifications, you get to do some projects, you just build yourself generally. You are definitely setting yourself up for even bigger opportunities. And I'm happy that this is an OGTAN's Young Professional Forum. And OGTAN stands for Oil and Gas Trainers Association of Nigeria. So there are many oil servicing companies who are members of OGTAN. And as a member of this organization, you can find a way to reach out to them and then see how you can maybe get to do an internship for a number of weeks or months, and then get to learn the skills that will be valuable for you in the industry. So this is very, very important. At this stage, please, it is important to save, because for most of us, we're not able to maybe just get in one sitting or with maybe 1 month salary. We may not be able to afford some very basic things, some things like certification exam and stuff. So it's important that we save up and then towards some of these things. So that is very, very important. I think I don't know if I still have some time, but I would like to say that life after school is not a new beginning, right? So you don't have to wait until you are done with school before you begin to plan for it. It's a continuous process, right? It's a continuation of the choices that you've already made from being in school. And then the earlier you start positioning yourself, the easier it gets. You don't have to chase everything, right? Chase your purpose, chase preparation, chase growth, and then you're gonna do just fine. Of course, at the start, myself, I didn't have all the answers when I started. But then you need to have this willingness to learn, right? Willingness to move, and then willingness to act. And that is what's going to change everything. Imagine that you're walking up the stairs. You may not have the full picture of what's up there, but every step that you move, right, takes you further, closer to, I mean, as you move up the stairs, it becomes clearer, right? You begin to see further. So just do some of these things, and I believe that you're going to do just fine. So I'll be open to questions if there are any. Okay, yeah, I said it's time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Abel. We are really, really delighted with lots of insights you've shared. Though, because of our time, we'll take the other speaker. There's a question that is coming, because I know there is an experience, a particular experience I would want you to share on, because we have some persons who are coppers on this meeting and those who are actually awaiting coppers, because we would love to replicate that success you actually had.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd love to replicate. So we'll come to that. But before then, I will also take questions later. We want to have the other speaker. And please, before then, let's put our hands together for Mr. Abel Onu. Let's appreciate him, please. I want to see a clap, your reactions coming up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And we'll be going over to the next speaker now. He's no other than Mr. Destiny area. You know, sometimes you meet people, but sometimes you also meet the people. There are people and there are the people. So, Mr. Destiny area, I don't know. Okay, we're supposed to have our other moderator here. Charity, are you here? Can you hear me? Hello, Charity.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay, yeah, you can take over now, please. Make the
Okay,
introduction
thank
of
you
our.
so much, sir. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, sir. My name is Charity Opaleke, student of Federal University of Technology, Mina, Department of Geology. I'm in 400 level. So I'll be inviting Sir Destiny Area, our next speaker now. Sir Destiny is a graduate of Petroleum Engineering. He graduated from the Petroleum Training Institution, PTI. He earned both ordinary national diploma and higher national diploma in petroleum engineering from PTI. He graduated with distinction and has operated it. He served as president of Oil and Gas Trainers Association of Nigeria, OGTAN, in PTI chapter. He's also president in Society of Exploration Geophysics, SEG, in PTI chapter. And he was also a vice president of Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists, that's NAPE, in PTI chapter. He was also a secretary general of International Association of Drilling Contractors, that's IADC, in PTI chapter. He has done all this through excellence, and he had a lot of roles. His professional journey began at Matrix Energy Limited in 2022, where he worked as an operational personnel, and now currently is working with Dangote Refinery. So with this, I would like to invite Sir Destiny Ira now. Thank you. Over to you, sir. Sir Destiny.
Yeah, good
Thank
day,
you.
everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. So special thanks to the organizers of this great event. Thank you, my very own brother, Mr. Edisi Rufus. Thanks to the organizers as well. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm honored. Thank you so much. Thank you. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going straight to the business of today. Um, I'm a young boy. Yeah, I'm a young boy who is privileged, yeah, by God's grace and God's mercy. Um, God has brought me here, not by my own strength. Yeah, I think where I first met my brother, Brother Rufus, was at NUG conference. I think that was the first time we met physically. I've heard of him. I've heard of the great works in Footmina. You're doing well, sir. Thank you so much. Well done. So, very quickly, I'll be sharing a few experiences, and I'd like to give note some things down that has helped me thus far. Like my boss said, Mr. Abel, information is very vital. Information. And when we lack information, um, we are disinformed. So when you don't know something, you don't know that thing. That is just it. There's no two way about it. When you don't know 1 plus 1, you don't know 1 plus 1. When you don't know 2 plus 2, you don't know. There's no two way about it. So when you don't know something, you don't know it, and you miss from its benefit. All right. So very quickly, there are 5 things I would like us to note today. Sorry, I'm going to be a bit fast. A bit fast. I'm at work. I'm going to be a bit fast. We're going to note 5 things today, and I want us to work closely, closely. So before I continue, as I said, I'm a very small boy. I'm just privileged to be where I am today. I'm not done my youth service. I just went to serve. I'm almost done. By December or January, I should be done with my youth service. So I'm still serving. But I'm working, I'm serving at the same time. So I'm going to share with us how I came about that, how I did that. So first and foremost, first thing we should know is start building up experience. Start building up experience. Please, if you can no longer hear me, just let me know. Please. If you cannot hear me anymore, just let me know. So the first thing we should do is we should build experiences before graduation. So what are these experiences? We have personal experiences and we have academic experience. We have personal experience and you have academic experience. So what is academic experience? Know what you are doing. Hey, we are all students, or we have young professionals here amongst us as well. As students, know what you are doing. Know why you are in school. Hey, I don't know. Maybe you may be from a rich background. You're not like us, and that we have to, we have to make ways for ourselves. You have to make ways for ourselves. If you know you are from a rich background and you have a rich father, or you have connections, you have one very big uncle somewhere, it's all good. But even with that, and when you cannot, they say connections can take you far, but it may not sustain you. It may not sustain you. So even with all of that, um, academic experience first under this like a subunit. When you talk about academic experience and the personal experience. So academic experience, like I said, you know what you are doing. Know why you are in school. Most of us here are in our finals 500, 400, like that. It is not late. It is not too late. It is not too late. It is not too late. Know what you are doing. Why are you in school? Be deliberate about your results. Be deliberate about it. Don't be like the casual student. Don't be like other students. I say I don't mind living with whatever it is. I graduated with an with a higher national diploma HND. I don't have a BSc, and you know right from time they've been this segregation between BSc holders, HND holders. It's been there even in companies. I think it's just going down little by little. So graduating with such a certificate HND and going out there to compete with BSc masters holders, you know what your expectation, it shouldn't be lesser than a distinction or an upper credit. So know what you are doing. Your result first, it places you high. before they can communicate with you and ask, okay, what can you offer? What else can you do? If you have a low result, a bad result, if you have a pass, even you will not be privileged to even tell them what you can. Even if you have skills, even if you are very good, even if you are fluent, even if you can do other things, you may not be privileged to even stand before them and explain yourself and say, okay, this is what I can do. This is how skillful I am. You won't. So first of all, academically, we should be sound. We should be sound. So very quickly, I'll go to the next one: personal experience. Personal experience has to do with building yourself, your skills. We've gone beyond, like I said, your certificate will bring you before them. To give you the privilege to stand before these great men. But what can you offer? Now it's time for you to defend that certificate of yours. It's time for you to tell us more about the certificate. What do you know about it? Personal growth. I will just go back to I'll make my school as an example. We do more of practicals. We do more of practicals. We go to the rig. We do more of practicals. My department, to be specific, we do more of practicals. And then when they take us to the field, they show us this is a component, this is this, this is that, this is that. And that was how I got my first job. I was told to identify an equipment. They just brought it to me, and I was like, this will be converter, or I was like, what is this? I was just trying to reflect, and I remembered that okay, I've been taught this, and that was how I got the first job. It wasn't really what I wanted. It wasn't really what I wanted, but it was something as at then. Something like that. So that's how I got the first one. Know what you are doing. Be deliberate about it. Don't be like other students. Be deliberate. If you study okay, we all oil tycoons here. I assume you studied petroleum and natural gas engineering. Don't just know the theoretical part about it. Know the practical aspect as well. Go beyond the four walls of the school. Make researches. Make researches. So very quickly, I'm going to the next one. The second point I'll be making is
Your network is breaking, sir.
building connection, networking. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Breaking.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, it's okay now.
Okay. Let me just adjust it a little. All right. So it's better, but
Yes.
okay. Thank you. So I said the second point I'll be making is building connections, networking. Myself and my brother met at the energy conference. Mr. President earlier this year, and I was privileged to meet Mr. At Direct Energy, the group head. I was privileged to meet him, and I utilized that opportunity. Till date, he invited us for a conference that we should come over, I think next week, for a conference. He said he would like to see us and we should sit and talk and other things. When you go to conferences, you don't go there because you want to go and eat jollof rice. sorry, I'm being sarcastic. You're not going there because you want to snap pictures. You're not going there because you want to leave the four walls of your school. You're not going there because you want to make new friends. Yeah, they're all part of it. Yeah, the cruise and everything. But your purpose there is building connection, building men, having men to stand with you. Having men to stand with you. There's nothing like connection. When I first got posted from my youth service, I was posted to Orlando PLC in Lagos, Victoria Island. I was posted there, and even before I got posted there, I volunteered, I worked. So it just came like a platter of gold. So I got to the company and they told me, who do I know? That's the first question the receptionist asked me. So I was like, who do you know? I said, ma, I don't know anybody. Oh. I'm a small boy, I don't know anybody. And she said, you don't know anybody. I said, yes, ma, I don't know anybody. He said, you cannot stay here if you don't know anybody. That was the word she said to me. She said it was so blunt. She said she won't lie to me that you don't know anybody. I said, ma, you've not even checked my CV, you've not asked about anything. He said, I will be blunt with you. That's what she said. You don't know anybody, so you can't get the offer. And I was like, wow. I didn't even waste my time. I said, okay, no problem. That was how I went back. I didn't even stress myself when she told me that okay, it's not going to work. Just went back. And I called this same man I met at what's his name? Mr. at Tyrex Energies. The same man I told you that we'll be having a conference very soon. I called him and I said, sir, look at what is going on currently. This. And he said, okay. He said, no problem. That he sent me a number. He said I should call this number and tell the person from me that they should fix me in a place. That was how I started. Throughout my youth service, I've been jumping from one place to the other. And I'm going to explain to you the reason. I'm going to give you why before I finally got my job now. So he gave me a number and said, call this person, tell this person you're from Mr. I always mix his name start from T as well. You're from this person. I said, okay, no problem. That's why I called. And the next day I went to resume. That was how I resumed my PPA as a copper. Build connections. I said I'm not going to waste too much time. Build connections. The friends you have today, don't get too familiar with them. Yes. Don't get too familiar with them. Okay, familiarity is bad. It's bad. And it can hinder you from seeing one's true potential. Let me take this as an example now. Mr. President is my friend. Mr. Rufus is my friend. And I say, okay, this man is my friend, my guy. We go out, we play a lot, and I refuse to see the greatness in him. I refuse to see how fluent he is. Assuming he knows how to code. He's a coder, maybe he writes Python or whatever it is, C++. And I really need someone to teach me. But because he's my friend, I've become so familiar with him and I've refused to look to his direction over familiarity. I don't really know how to explain it. Just don't get too familiar with your friend that you don't tap from their potentials. You can joke, you can smile, but always acknowledge that potential in them. It's part of the connections you're building. Always learn to leave people that don't add value to your life. It's not a bad thing. Just not today. It's not you're not a devil. You're not bad. You're not evil. When this person is not adding anything to your life, not adding value to your life, you're not don't I'm not saying you should keep malice with them. It's very easy. Just give them that space. If you don't have the same vision, give them that space. Because whatever friends you work with while you're in school, your close associates, they're the ones you're still going to work with after school. They're the ones that will still come to you, bringing in connections. Those true friends you have, they're the ones that will still come telling you, okay, this is what we have on ground. This is where I've gotten to. Where have you gotten to? What do you want me to do for you? How can we help ourselves? What information do you have? Let us share. If you don't have people like that, it's not going to work. So like I said, build connection. Build connections. Build connections. Then another one I'd like to mention here is seek mentorship. So I'm going out of time. Seek mentorship. Um, we have our lecturers, we have our HODs. I don't know how close you are with your lecturers. I don't know how close you are with your HODs. But I was very close to mine. Very, very close. I took them as my school parents. That's the ones with good heads. You understand? Hey, you always have the bad eggs amongst them. So those ones, till date, I can always pick up my phone and say, "Oh, this is what is happening." No, what do you think I should do? What steps should I take? Because they've gone ahead of us. That's the truth. Even if tomorrow you get a very good job, a high paying job, you earn more than them, living the big boy lifestyle, they are still above you in experience. They know better than you. Even though you're receiving higher than them, they know better than you. So let's pick up your phone, talk to them about it. Talk to them. Those trusted associates of yours, talk to them. What step? Don't just jump. If you want to make any big decision of your life, don't just jump into it without communicating with somebody first. Without communicating with a professional. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Communicate with a professional about it. Call your HODs or whoever it is you're so very close to. Mentorship. Next one is be persistent and consistent. Yeah, I think I'm going to share that as well. So my new job, yeah. Can let me explain how I got this new job of mine. I was 7. So I moved from that company, that's Direct Energies. I moved from there to MRS at still in Lagos. I was at MRS when um, I heard that Dangote refinery, they were recruiting and all of that. Then I even heard it was a graduate training program. I heard it was a graduate training, and I was like, wow. I told a friend of mine, I said I'm interested in this, so because this MRS I'm just what I'm doing now. I said I don't understand because it wasn't really my field. I'm a field person, so I don't like sitting in the office. It's like going to the field. So he said, but how are you going to go about it now? I said, don't worry. Then I just went to make with my research. I learned that MRS and Dangote, they are related. Like MRS is owned by Alinko Dangote. MRS is owned by Dan Tata, which is Dangote's step brother or half brother. I said, okay, no problem. So I went to meet my boss. I said, there is an ongoing project that we currently have with Dangote MRS, and I would love to join those persons in Dangote that are doing it. I said no, that it's not for corpers, it's just for those that are working and all of that. And so we spoke about it. She said, okay, no problem. That she's going to put words for me through. And that was how she did and did and did. I didn't do any interview. I didn't write any exam. All I did was I just shown interest, and based on the past records, how she has seen me in the office. Because when you give me a task to do, by God's grace, I will do it to my own best, to the best I can. I will do it. So irrespective of what my friends are saying, irrespective of what they are saying. If they are saying the work is too much, if everyone is complaining, I know it's much. But I'm just going to give it my best shot. So whatever it is you are doing, don't do it because your boss is there. Do it because people are looking at you or whatever it is. Do it because it is the right thing. Yeah, do it because it is the right thing. Do it because you are being paid for it. You are being paid for it. Like my brother is saying now, leverage and connections. Don't don't undermine anybody. Don't don't undermine anybody. If you have a close friend, keep that friend. Even if they're not very big now, they look very small. Just keep them. Grow together. Grow together. So be consistent. Be consistent. Be smart. Be smart. Be consistent. Be smart. Like what Mr. Idol said. Grow. Yeah, grow. At least update your CV at least every 3 months or every 6 months. That's if you're not as a student. Get something new to add to your CV. It's not a principle for everybody, but it's something I've it's a task I've given to myself. Every 6 months at least, there must be something new in my CV. At least, not I should have something new, a new development in my CV. So grow, grow. Whatever it is you are doing, a skill, don't remain on that spot. If you know you are very good, now be excellent. Yeah, if you know you used to run before, now fly. You understand? So whatever it is you are doing, try to bring out the best version of that thing. Yes, whatever it is you are doing, bring out the best version of that thing. If you are the best in your department, be better than the best. If you can code, I have a friend of mine. Yeah, I have a friend of mine. Then we're in school together, my colleague, and he's a white hat hacker. He's a white hat hacker. He writes programs, C++, Python, and all of that. He writes series of codes, series of them. While we're in school, then our final year, even before our finals, this guy was earning cool cash. They were paying him in dollars, like cool cash from his hostel. From his hostel, all he does, he just writes a program for them. Sent. He was working for a US company like that. He works for about 3 of them. The guy is so good. So I'm deviated. In case you have any work for him, Sha, you can just bring it over. So I'll give it to him. If you want to hack anything, he's going to help you with it. He's a white attacker as well. It's very good. So all I'm trying to say in essence is, whether it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. If you want to be a student, be a very good student. If you want to go into the industry, give it your best. People will laugh at you. People will call you oversabi. People will say you are doing more than your peers. You're trying to show off. Let them say what they have to say. Just ensure that your conscience is straight. You're just doing the right thing. You get. And before we round up, sorry, it's no time. Acquire skill. Be consistent. Build personal brands. So very quickly, I'll just touch one more thing so we can go. Okay. I've spoken about CV. So try to upgrade your CV as well. Work on it. Work on it. Work on it. Grow. Don't just do it. Don't just let it be paperwork. Know how to prove it. Then lastly, volunteer. Hi. This is a powerful tool. I don't call it the most powerful tool. Yes. Volunteering covers 70% of all of this. God is 100%. Volunteering is 70. Growth is 65. Do you know why? Even when you don't know what you are doing, even if you don't know what to do, and you just tell them, boss, let me give it a try. I'm not good at it, but I want to do it for you. You're not going to pay me. You're not going to give me any money. I'm not going to charge you for it, but let me just give it a try. Do you know what it means? When you volunteer, it's just like I don't want to say second Jesus Christ. When you volunteer, you're just giving your all. You are working and they're not paying you. You are working, they're not paying you. Do you know what it means? I'm a cinematographer, apart from what I do. I love cinematography. I love camera work. I'm an actor as well. I shoot movies. How I learned how to handle a camera was for my love for camera. When I got certified, started working, when I got my camera and all of that, most of the movies I shot, like my first 5 to 10 movies I shot them for free. I shot them for free. I didn't charge a dime. And it was so professional. And so when I just go out, just call me, they say, Alpha bro, please, there's this wedding or this burial. Please, can you help us to cover it? I say, no problem. I just go there with my gadget. I do it very well. Some of us when we volunteer, we don't give our all. We just do it like, okay, because we are volunteering, we just do it anyhow. And when you volunteer, giving your best as well, it opens doors. I'm telling you the truth. It opens doors. It gives room for growth as well. Yeah, it helps you to grow. It opens doors. As I said, it covers 70%. So, I think that's just it. We've gone beyond that time. So volunteer. Lastly, add God to the equation. Yeah. So whatever God it is you serve, please don't leave him out of the equation. Yes. Because if all of these things are there and God is not there, it's not enough. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks to the organizers of this event. And my apologies for wasting time and not giving proper speech. Thank you. Any question, please, before we go on? Or do you want me to share another experience?
Oh, thank you so much. I cannot hold my expression. It is truly, it has actually been a wonderful time. From Mr. Abel to you. I was supposed to have one more, and it's kind of like this webinar is biased because Victoria Makanjola is not here. She's supposed to be here. I think she told me she's on her way to Lagos for her lab work. Yeah. So if she can, she'll be able, but I don't think she'll be able to join us. So I want to say thank you so much. Please, if you know you have actually gotten a lot of insights from this morning session, please put your hands together for Mr. Destiny. I want to see a reaction. Please don't hold it back. Let me see your clap. If you don't know where the reaction is, you can check after the participant chat, you see reaction. So just click on the reaction. You will see that you are clapping or you're giving a thumbs up or you're smiling or you're surprised or you're celebrating or you're giving the love emoji. So let me get it from us, please, as a sign of appreciation to our speakers. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every one of us. And I would want us to take, because Mr. Destiny is actually going to work now. It's likewise Mr. Abel. So I would want us to take some questions. If you have any question for our both facilitators, you can just unmute your mic and ask the question. So please, let's do that quickly because of our time. If you have any question, Jerry, don't you have a question? Kenneth, how about you? Okay, since we're not getting a question from the general audience, I have some questions I would want to ask. And this question is actually for Mr. Destiny area. And the question is this: how do I leverage a network? Someone I just met. Yeah, we talked, we conversed a little. How do I leverage that kind of network? You know, sometimes when you meet some persons, it looks like you're bugging them, you're disturbing them. So how do I leverage that kind of network and be able to hit the nail on the head? When they see my call, they don't see my call like I'm disturbing them. So you can help us with that. Thank you, sir.
Garrett, Mr. Rufus. Okay, thank you so much for the question. Please, can you hear me? Confirm you can hear me, I beg.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, first and foremost, these people, let me tell you about them. These people, they are, let me not call them high class. Okay, they're high class people, and most of the time, people really reach out to them when they need help. That is the truth. Most of these men you see today is very wealthy men and these influential people only reach out to them when they're in need of help. So they've gotten used to it already. Whenever they see people reaching out to them, they believe what you want to do is just say, "Okay, Abel, let me, I need something. Let me put in for you." Do you understand? So they've gotten so used to it that even when you are coming with this genuine intention, they really get the message. So one of the steps you should take, leveraging on them, is you've gotten their number. Like this, what I did. Okay, let me give you a practical example. This Tyrex group head I met at Energy. I met a few others. I've been conversing with others as well, but I think I think I sustained about 3 or 4 of them. after the conference. Others, I left them. The first thing you should do is you should not push. You should not push too hard for anything. Just have that at the back of your mind. Hey, don't push hard too much on anything. When you know you've given it your best, you let it go. Now, how to leverage on them? First and foremost, getting their numbers on the spot. Then you reach out to them, so they have to save your number. That is the first step. Because most of them, and when they just exchange numbers there, after that, it's gone. So you have to ensure that your numbers are saved on their phones as well. So that one you can clarify that at that same point of doing the exchange of numbers and all of that. You can verify that. You can even help them save it on the phone. Then maybe getting back home that day, you can text them, message them, and just send them a message. Appreciate them for if they gave a speech or whatever it is. Appreciate them, and after that, don't bug them. Okay, this is what I'm going to. Don't bug them with calls. Most of them don't even like calls. Don't bug them with calls. Don't bug them with messages. Reach out to them just for casual greeting. Casual greetings. Now, you've texted them the first time. That's gone. The second time you can reach out to them, maybe weekend, just send them a weekend message. If you know somebody that wants to talk to you, you will know under 1 month. If you know someone who's interested in a conversation or is interested in building connections with you, you will know. Because the formula I'm about to give to you may not work for everybody. You understand? May not work for everybody. Because not everyone will stay. Like I said, I met so many persons, but I kept about 3 or 4 of them because others left. Not others, not everybody wants to communicate with. I call it middle class like us. Not everyone wants to do that. You understand? But your own role is to ensure that you keep the communication flowing and don't bug their DM. Don't. If you send a message first time they don't reply, maybe they are busy. Don't just send immediately. Maybe the weekend, text them again how the weekend is going. By now, you should even view their status. Is allowed. Give reasonable comments. You understand? Give reasonable comments. Give professional comments. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. They just want to know that you have value, you are valuable. So just show how valuable you are to them. That's just it. Show how valuable you are to them without bugging them, without coming first with a request. Yeah, that's the word. Show how valuable you are with them without coming out with a request. Because when you just come up to it, or even you just come up to me now and text me and say, the first time you got my number, I say, hi bro, what's up? Hi Dean. Please, can we just do this? It looks awkward, right? So just show how valuable you are to them without bugging their DMs or calling them too much. And you can put your request later on. Don't ever start the conversation with the request, please. So I think, as I answered your question, or should I still throw more light on it? So don't ever start your communication with your request, or don't ever. Don't.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that one actually hits the nail on the head. And a little hint to that, you talked about commenting on status. It's actually a very good one. I met someone that was at okay, Mr. Abel should know this person because we were in that conference together. That was in 2023, I guess. That was NIES, Nigeria uh, International Energy Summit. Yes, that was in
Energy
Abuja.
summit.
So we met, and I actually, he's not into the energy sector. So I just met him, and I love how he gave his leadership presentation because I'm a kind of a leadership person. So I met him and we talked, he gave me his contact. So since then, I started following up, seeing his status, and I discovered that he posts meaningful updates. He doesn't just post, he posts meaningful updates. So sometimes I'll comment on his status because as at then there was no like on WhatsApp, there was no reshare. So I would just like his just send a comment to his DM and like, oh, sir, this is great. If you post any update about, sir, congratulations, and so. So along the line, we got talking, and during one or two breaks like that, I actually visited his studio because he has a studio. He's a podcaster. I visited his studio. I worked with him as a graphic designer for some time, and from there the connection actually carried along, and from there one or two recommendations and so on. So the DM thing is actually very true, and viewing of status is very true. It shows you value them as well, because sometimes it will be like, what do you really have to offer? One of the way to make meaningful, just like what Mr. Destiny said, so comment, give a like. Yeah, you see them maybe doing some sports, and sport is kind of like your thing. Oh, just give a thumbs up. Well done, Ma. Well done, sir. That's actually a win. So thank you so much. I would want to take another question now, but this question is, we don't have any questions from the box. If you have any question, please, how to network and so. Okay, this is my other question. You answer the question, Mr. Destiny, then Mr. Abel will also pick it up. Then I'll ask him the other question I want to ask him as well. Now, the question is this: how do I align as a fresh graduate or a young professional just coming out, or I'm still in? How do I align my purpose? How do I answer this question of what next? Because I've actually encountered some persons, and the question is, what next? So, how do I answer this question without being afraid and without killing that fear factor that might be trying to taunt me in my head? So how do I go about those? Thank you, sir. Mr. Destiny, you can answer, then Mr. Abel will give his own intake on that. Thank you.
What's next? My question to you is, what do you want?
If you can hear me, your audio is breaking. We can't really get you clear. Hello, Mr. Destiny, can you hear me? Your audio is breaking. Okay, Mr. Abel, you can answer the question I was trying to get.
Purpose.
Hello, Mr. Abel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you can proceed why his network tried to stabilize. From the last question, answering the question of what's next after school, or I'm in my final year, I'm done, I'm taking a training, either of them, what's next? How do I answer that question without being afraid?
Okay.
And being purposeful as well.
Yeah, so for what I would say in answering the question, what next? I think the SWOT analysis framework I mentioned earlier would be a very good one, right? Because you are you, and I mean, your background, the things that made you to be you is entirely different from another person. The things that fancy you, they are different from what fancy other people. So you need to have a form of clarity. Now, clarity is very important, right? And then with that clarity, you should know where your strength lies, right? There's no point continuously battling with mathematics when you are an orator and you could do much better in another field, right? So in answering the question of what next, you need to come to a self-realization or an understanding of yourself and know where your strength lies, right? So your strengths are like your internal advantages. They're the things that you can already do, or you can do very well, or the qualities that you know give you a head start. You know that if they say we should come and solve partial differential equations today, you'll be shaking. But if they say somebody should come and maybe give a toast at an event, right? That's where all the energy in your body will come from, right? So that is your strength. Maybe you are good at public speaking. So where can that lead you to? Maybe you're analytical or detail-oriented. Where can that take you to? So it is important that you know yourself. As the saying goes, man, know thyself. So that will help you to maybe try to find where how to answer the question of what next. Then of course you identify your areas of weaknesses. Maybe you bad at poor time management, you are bad at maybe technical skills, maybe you lack confidence or poor communication or something. Of course, weaknesses are not shameful. They are like signals that show you where you need growth. Then the other part of it, the opportunities, which are the external factors, you look at what are the opportunities that are out there, right? What is a global concern, right? What is a cause that the world is trying to maybe sort or maybe find solutions to? You keep hearing about climate change, you keep hearing about the SDGs, right? These are causes that you can align yourself to, right? And then they can give you a good edge or a good standpoint of maybe opportunities or a place where you can easily attract opportunities. So when you put yourself in the middle of these things, you make yourself better off attractive to the opportunities in that area. Of course, the threats also, the economic downturn or the job scarcity. What are the things that you have to understand the dynamics of the particular market that you want to venture into? And then with that, you can actually decide, maybe for me, what next? It could be this. I could maybe get a job, maybe I could get a scholarship. And then you should always start with why as well. Know why you want a particular thing, so that reason can always keep you going when challenges begin to come. Because of course, challenges can always come from I mean, whichever decision you take, challenges will come, and then you have to face them heads on. So to summarize, I would say clarity is very important, and then weigh your strengths, right? Know your strengths, your weaknesses, and network with people, seek information, because the more you know, the better you are at maybe deciding what you should actually do next. So
Oh,
yeah, thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Jerry, your hand is up. I don't know if you have a question.
Yes, I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. Good morning to everyone. I want to really appreciate you, the host, Mr. Rufus.
Jerry, you're muted. Can you hear me, Jerry? Okay.
I said I want to appreciate the host, you, Mr. Rufus, Mr. Abel, Mr. Destiny, Miss Charity, and see Miss Victoria too, and the rest of them. I'm really grateful. I can say I've learned a lot today. I just have a question, and I don't know. It's about this connection, building connection. Let's say for someone, should I say introverts, that yeah, an introvert, how does building this connection, or is it possible? How is it possible? If
Oh, okay. I think we've gotten that question. But before we answer, I would like to, I'm seeing Abdullah's hand. Abdullah, your hand is up. What's your question so we can take them simultaneously?
Okay, good morning, everybody. I want
Good
to
morning.
appreciate the organizers alongside all our speakers. My question is, okay, since this kind of forum is not so common, I will not mind. I want to personally table my own personal issue. The thing is, I'm a mechanical engineering student, I'm just entering 400 level, but I'm facing a challenge. And the challenge is I'm finding it hard to decide which path to follow between what I like, the field I like, and the field I happen to be very good at. I don't know. I'm finding it hard to decide which path to follow. Okay, I can try to be precise. Personally, I have this crazy interest for automotive engineering, precisely automobile. But that's from academically speaking, I'm very good at fluid mechanics and thermodynamics generally. But there are some common things to them, but they're quite different. So I don't know which path to follow. I'm finding out to decide which path to actually tread. That's my question.
Okay, thank you so much, Abdullahi. I would want Miss Victoria is actually here now. Thank you so much for making it to be here. And how was the trip? I believe it was smooth sailing, I must say. Thank you so much. Ma would want you to answer the question of Jerry. He said he's an introvert, and not just to Jerry alone, to everyone who is an introvert on this webinar now. How can they make meaningful connection and also leverage on it, considering their personality traits, being an introvert? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, everybody. And
Morning.
yeah, I actually didn't think I was going to make it, but I just had to slot it in to what I'm having to do now. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you to the community for giving me this opportunity to be here and to speak to you all today. Okay, for the question, said, okay, he's an introvert, and how will he make meaningful
Connections.
from connections, from networking, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I would start by saying yes, having connections is very, very important and pivotal, even in this time, like you leaving school and getting into this after school environment, the work environment. Making connection is very important, and I really like the fact that you already understand that fact now, and you know your weakness, that's the personality traits. Abel made mention of that about SWOT analysis and all of that. Thank God you know your weakness now. And so what you would do is you would leverage on, you would have to work under your weakness, right? By leveraging on people that has it as a strength. How do I mean? You would have, you can't just say you don't have friends and all of that, right? You'd have to move with your friends. Okay, reach out to friends that are extroverts, right? That do these things freely and easily, right? So doing that would help you come out of that your shell. One thing I need you to know, that it is gradual. It won't come up. You won't get it all done at once. It is gradual. Even those that are the extroverts, sometimes they find it difficult to speak to people. They find it a little difficult to approach people. But when you start, it gets easier along the way. One thing we did when we went for energy conference some time back was we went in groups, right? You'd split yourself, 2 people, 3 people would go together, and okay, let's just go in groups. If this person cannot talk, this one will talk. If this person cannot talk, this one will talk. So at that time, that's really helped us maximize our participation in that conference. So what I will tell you is you have to reach out to people that are extroverts or that are easygoing, right? So mingle with them if it's for conferences and even in places like conferences, that's when you'd tend to come out of that shell. You can't say you're an introvert and you're always indoor, you're always at home doing things on your own. You're not going to conferences, you're not attending webinars, you're not attending talk shows, you're not doing any of those things. You won't help yourself that way. So you'd have to come out, you'd have to go out first, go out. And I know, yes, if you go out, it's the personality is still there. Then you'd have to mingle with people, work with people that do it freely, that are extroverts or that can easily talk. Then gradually you get to come out of that shell. You get to talk. You would even naturally you would start seeing the progress. You see, oh, you've seen yourself speaking with somebody. I'm like, oh, was I the one that just talked to this person? But yeah, you have to take the first step. You have to come out of your comfort zone and reach out to people. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mr. Abel will also throw light on that and also answer Abdullah's question, talking about not trying to make decisions, because that's like he's a chemical engineer, but he has flair for, you said, is it mechanical? Hello, Abdul, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's mechanical engineering.
Okay, so mechanical. So he will throw light on being an introvert, then he will also answer Abdullah's question. But before he goes, I would want to share a little experience on being an introvert and also networking. When we went for a conference, I think, yes, it was the same conference, myself, Victoria, and Mr. Abel then. So now this is what happened. We had some persons who were not really outspoken. And funny enough, that was their first conference. But this was what happened. I knew someone who was like, "Hi, Rufus, please, we'll have to work together because this is my first conference." And I said, "No problem, sure, let's just move." I myself, I'm kind of also an introvert, a bit of an introvert. But I had to just make sure that that is not seen. Yeah, so like what Miss Victoria said, when you know the people who are extroverts, they're outspoken, draw close to them. And also, being an introvert is not really 100%. You are not 100% an introvert, yes, because you speak in your house, you speak to your classmates, you speak to people, probably, let's say you play ball or you play chess, you speak to people. So that's also a bit of a trait of an extrovert. You speak to them freely. There are people you speak freely. So leverage on that free speaking, then convert it to networking. Yes, convert it to networking. And also, what sometimes keep people who are introverts to be within themselves is they have not fully defined their purposes. And this is what I want to do. This is who I am. So set a definition to yourself so that when you're speaking to someone, probably like we have the elevator pitch now, not really in an elevator, you're just having a 30 seconds walk with somebody. What is the importance to that person? Hi, my name is Rufus. I am XYZ. This is what I do. This is what I can help you to do. And this is what I can help you to do. That is a marketing strategy for personal connection. And so set your values. This is what you want. This is who you are. Get to know all those things. So when you're connecting with someone, you're not just coming to look at the person and the person is looking at you. And so what? Nothing to say to the person. All right. So that's just my little two cover. So Mr. Abel, over to you, sir. Abdullah, your hand is still up. Do you have a question? Okay, I think not. Mr. Abel, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And these questions are really familiar concerns that every young person, student, etc., would have. And let me start with which one? Let's say, okay, the mechanical. Okay, no, I think I'm to start with the introverts. Yeah, so
Introvert.
yeah, so introversy, I mean myself, I mean I'm a mixture of both an introvert and extrovert. I mean like Mr. Rufus rightly said, you're not 100% introvert. Yeah, so you have to understand that the way the world works, communication is very important. Yeah, you might not be the extroverted person that is always in quotes noisy or loud. Okay, yeah, let's say loud. everywhere he is, he's able to just show up, and then people will know that yeah, he's around. But you should know that communication is a vital skill, is a skill that you should have as a person. You should be able to communicate your intent, your mind, whatever your feeling is to people, at least. Yeah, so if you come to that realization that this is something that I need to do, then translating it now to networking can become a challenge that you can find a way to overcome. I mean, you could do it in many ways, and of course, you can even start by reading books and trying to understand how to do this networking thing. But one thing you need to understand about life is that everybody is not everyone that will be your person now in quotes. So you have to understand that rejections are normal, and then it is more like your journey towards meeting, let's say in this case, your person or your persons. So there are billions of people in the world, right? And then if you want something and you keep asking for what you want out of the world, in as much as despite the fact that you're going to meet a few rejections, you could also still meet some good acceptance or a number of acceptances. So if you understand this, that the highest anybody can say to you is no, or ignore you or something, then I mean, what's there to lose, right? You should have your self-confidence, I believe in yourself, and know that it is normal for someone not to give you their audience or their attention. So with that, you can maybe go to a conference and then challenge yourself that, okay, before I leave this place today, I'm going to walk up to at least 10 persons or 5 persons, and then I'm going to begin a conversation, and then the flow will go on from there. And whatever the outcome is, it doesn't matter, right? You already learned from the presentations that we've had that you should do this, you should maybe try to get their number and then try to relate with them after you've gotten their contact and all of that. But yeah, as an introvert, you can simply challenge yourself that, okay, I'm going to do this. And if you can even put a bet, right? Tell somebody that if I don't do this thing, I'm going to give you this, something that you know that it will pain you to lose. So it's like a journey, right? You train yourself gradually to become better at it, and understanding that it is not everybody. You can go to a conference and get 20 contacts, but at the end of the day, maybe it's only one person that is going to become a real valuable connection that you made maybe 3 months later. Maybe it's just that one person. And understanding that it is not everybody that is your person also means that you may not find that one person from the first conference that you attended. It could be maybe after 5 conferences. Like myself, I've met a lot of big people. I've interned at Total Energies. I've been to several conferences, but it's not everybody that I met, connected with, got their contact, that I am still in communications with, right? And then there are some that, yeah, in fact, there are some that they sort of made it easy, or let's say easier for me to be in their network or to reach out to them. So yeah, it's not everybody that you find very easy to relate with. So the more people you are able to push yourself to connect with or talk to, let's say the higher your chances of meeting the people that you are really going to synchronize with. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So the more people you meet, the higher your chances of meeting the people that you can synchronize with. And at the end of the day, you might need maybe just very few persons, right? But then it's a skill that you can develop. It doesn't have to be people that are at the top, at the tippy top. You can start with your classmates, just interact with them, right? You can begin to build that interpersonal relationship from your class. You see somebody, ask them about where they're coming from, let them tell you about their culture, maybe a subject that interests you, have a conversation with them, and try to just start by developing your interpersonal skills, interpersonal relationship skills with people at your level, people that are below your level, and then you step it up to the professionals or the big people in quotes that you are looking out for. And of course, have value, have something to offer, have things that you can always bring to their face that, okay, I am good at this, I can do this, I can do that. But yeah, in overcoming that introversy, I would say you should understand that it is something that you have to develop, and understand that it's not everybody that you meet that will accept you outrightly. And it doesn't mean that the next person, if this person rejects you for whatever reason, maybe your values don't align, you are definitely on your way to getting another person that will accept you if you don't give up. So yeah, don't beat yourself to it, just take it gradually. So that's what I would say. And yeah, like I said, challenge yourself. Then for the person that is studying mechanical engineering and has interest in automotive, but doing very well academically in fluid dynamics, I would say that as a Nigerian, it is a survivor instinct or a skill to be very flexible, and that you should not box yourself. Don't say that because I am good at this one, um, I shouldn't do this. I think you should just be open, right? There are many opportunities, and I think it's quite too early to say that this is the one that I am good at. This is the one that I'm not. It's not as if you're not even good at it. It's more about you enjoy, okay, if I get you correctly, you enjoy fluid mechanics and those stuff. But sorry, I think I
Yeah,
have missed.
I
Okay,
I enjoy automotive, but I
okay.
happen to be very good at the other academical.
So are you doing automotive courses that you're failing or you're not doing very well at?
Generally, I'm good at everything, but there's not only much we do. It's actually very little things I've done that is very relevant to automotive so far
Okay,
academically.
okay. I understand now. So yeah, I mean, since you are good at everything and you have specific interest in automotive, you can go on to do self-learning in the automotive aspect, right? I mean, during holidays, you can look for an automotive company and volunteer or offer to do an internship with them. You can decide to take online courses on Coursera to develop your knowledge further in automotive and stuff like that, while still doing incredibly well in your studies, in your general studies, which you're already very good at. And then, like I said, be open. By the time you're done with school, you're going to see opportunities in automotive, you're going to see opportunities in the general academic area, right? And then you can look at your environment. Which of these opportunities are more pronounced? Which one can I take? What do I even want? For instance, if your goal is to maybe travel abroad, for instance, you know that it has to be you have to use a result, right? You have to use the things that you studied in school to go abroad. But now when you get abroad, nobody stops you from deciding to specialize in automotive over time, right? You have the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life to branch into things that you enjoy. I've seen people that have worked in energy industry, worked in maybe drilling, for instance, for 10 years, and then they resign and say that I don't have interest in this technical thing anymore. I want to go into finance. Then they resign from a company as big as Total Energies. There's a course they call CFA for finance, and then take that course and then go into finance, maybe abroad or something, right? So, but at this point, I would advise that you remain flexible and leave your options open, right? For the specific interests that you have, find a way to develop your knowledge, right, by the side, with not necessarily, I mean, within the school system, since that is not obtainable, right? Then with what you're doing, you just leave your options open, right? Whatever opportunity that comes that interests you, you can go for it, and just know that you can, whatever form of education you are going to get from the conventional university system, it is not going to be very bespoke. It's not going to be very specific, or it's not going to be as tailored to your desire as you may want it. And that is why you should take on the habit of personal development, right? Intentional personal development and commitment to lifelong learning. Because even if you go to specialize in automotive now, you discover that inside the automotive, there is still some areas that you are not really interested in. They'll still be bringing some other things. So, but if you know, but if you, but if you know what you want yourself, you can always, by the side, learn the things you need to learn, right? Get mentorship, put yourself in the pool of information that will help you to know what you need to learn, and then you find a way to learn them by yourself, because it is actually possible. We have a lot of billionaires in the world today who never went through the conventional school system, but then they are very smart there because they put in the effort to learn the things that they need, that are needed for the field where they are. So yeah, I would say just keep your options open, and because you can change your mind at any point, your interest can change at any point, and for a Nigerian, keeping your options open means that when opportunities come, you can actually take on an opportunity that you know will give you a good leverage, right? Even if it is not in your best, even if it is not in your direct area of passion, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're in an environment where you can actually explore, you can get to do a lot more, right? So when you get that stability, of course, you can pivot and do whatever you want. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so
Thanks
much. Thank you
very
so
much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abel. We are really delighted. We have one more question here. And the question is talking about, I would want Ms. Victoria to answer this question because she was the membership chair of SPE, Society of Petroleum Engineers, Footmina chapter then. And I would want her to answer this question. And this question is talking about for people who don't have volunteering experience. And this opportunity is saying you have to volunteer or give some statement or where you have volunteered. As at this morning, before this webinar, someone actually chatted me up and was like, sir, this is what I'm applying for, because I've been following her through a process for a scholarship and for recommendations. So now it got to the point where she needed to put her volunteering experience. And she was like, she doesn't have none. I looked at her, of which I'm aware she has volunteering in being a course rep, being a class rep, being a secretary of, but because her mind is not really into it, so she couldn't pinpoint and say, this is what I have volunteered for. So we have such kind of scenario. So how do they go about this? Someone who have not volunteered before and they're applying for an opportunity. So how can they shoot their shot? Let me use it, put it that way. Over to you, ma. Hello, Miss V, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the question is for you.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I was muted the other thing. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the truth is, for most of these opportunities out there, volunteering experiences or leadership experiences helps to boost your profile. Scholarship bodies want to invest in people that they know can come back and give back to their society. They know they have the capacity to come back and do something. So what they actually want to see is a track record of what you've done, track record of leadership, track record of volunteering experiences. Because even you, if you want to invest in somebody, you just don't want to throw your money around. You want to be sure that this person has the capacity to do something back home. And the truth is, everybody has that, right? You have that capacity to do it. Just that maybe some have harnessed it more than the others. And you harness most of all these your abilities by being involved, by volunteering in communities or in different places. So now this person said she wants to apply and they need leadership or volunteering experiences, and she doesn't have. And you said, yeah, Rufus, you said, she has, right? So I would want her to look deeply. Have you been in any leadership position? It can be as simple as leading a group of 5 persons. It can be as simple as being a course rep. Is a leadership experience. Volunteering, it can be as simple as, SPE had maybe an outreach and you were part of the people that went for the outreach. You volunteered. You really have to sit down and think deeply about of most of these experiences. And one thing I want to make you understand is, it is not by saying, I have done this, I've done this. What you should shoot is the impact, yes, the impact of whatever you did. It could be that you led just 3 persons and you had a very tangible impact. That is what you should shoot for. Take, for instance, okay, now let me use myself as an example. In my time of being the membership chairperson of SP, we had percent. Okay, we had 97% membership retention, 100% YP conversion. So if I want to shoot for any volunteering experience, that is what I would highlight. I would highlight that, I achieved some percent of this, some percent as being a membership chairperson of so. Right now, were you a course rep? Were you able to gather people? Were you able to achieve something in your class? We achieved this by being a course rep. So it's not about the big things. It's not about the big names. It could just be very little things. You really need to sit down and think deeply too. You've done something. I'm very sure you've done something. You've led something. It could very, very, even your, take for instance, the practical groups we used to have in school. Have you been a team lead, a practical group leader before, or the assistant group leader before? Or maybe you were not known as a group leader, but you did something that was meant to be for a group leader. You could just highlight that, right? One thing about all of this thing is knowing how to sell yourself. A lot of person can even have all of these experiences, but they can't sell themselves. So sell the little thing you've done. Sell yourself very well. Nobody knows, the scholarship bodies don't know. Maybe there is a group called the reference community. They don't know it, but they want you to say, okay, what have you done there? They want to see that track record. So I can tell you that, we led an outreach by training so students, like 30 students, on hands-on skill on Microsoft Excel in the reference community as a member of this. So just, there is something you've done. Such a person has to just look deeply, highlight the impact. That is what I want you to figure out, is the impact. Look for how you want to quantify that impact, quantify whatever you've done, then sell it to write about it. So, but there is something you've done. You just have to sit down and look deeply. It's not always the big thing. It could just be the very little things, but there's something you've done. Then back for those that haven't done anything, this is and you're still in school, you still have the opportunity. Please get involved in activities, get involved in communities. Just get involved and do something. All right. They want somebody to volunteer to lead a team. Volunteer. You would learn on the job. Just volunteer. Just take yourself out. Do something. right? And these are all of the things, and you have to like, keep documenting it. I know when I was trying to like write my CV and look for what leadership experiences that I had to just start scrambling things out. Okay, I've done this, and then that was I had to like put them out. Then I highlighted the impact. So always document all of this your progress. You would need it in times like this. If you had documented it, you wouldn't have been having issues thinking, oh, I don't have, or I do have, or something like that. So get involved, document. Then for the person that said she doesn't have, she should think deeply. Yeah. And it could just be one, it could just be two, it could just be three, but highlight the impact of whatever you've done. Thank you. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I would have wanted to emphasize on that, but okay, let me just put it on this angle. Also, if you know you have actually gone out of school, there is actually several opportunities, even as fresh graduates, that you can volunteer for. There are NGOs. I volunteered with an NGO that was 2021. She Can Help. It's a girls' foundation. But I volunteered then. As a graphic designer, the social media manager, I was volunteering. Believe me, it doesn't have anything to do with my profession, but it is adding to my managerial experience. It is actually broadening my ability to manage tasks per time and to also give feedback and give report. So all these things, it might be little volunteering. And the beauty of this is that some persons volunteering are actually very flexible in the sense that you might not have anything to offer, but you just say, I want to volunteer. The first thing you need to volunteer is just your passion. When you show the passion, even the team will be ready to train you to an extent to make sure that you are developed to represent the team. So just have the raw passion for volunteering. First of all, you might not know XYZ, but trust me, you will be taught the ABC of everything. All right. So before Mr. Abel comes in, we'll have Mr. Destiny would like to drop in because I want Mr. Abel to tell us about his experience because he actually, let me throw this here if some of us did not hear it then. He actually won a competition. If you heard it, I want him to emphasize on it again. So because we'll have some coppers and we'll also have people who are intending coppers and people who are fresh graduates here. So I want him to emphasize on that. But before then, Mr. Destiny, if you're on the call, you can just buttress the point on the introvert stuff. Hello, Mr. Destiny. We can't hear you if you can hear me. The network is still breaking.
All right. So can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. It's clear now.
Please confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you, but it's breaking. Your voice is breaking.
So very quickly, I will just throw a little light on the question you asked.
We can't hear you, sir. You're muted. You're muted if you can hear me.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Speak on, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Sorry, please. We're actually having a really network issues from his end, but he has actually sent a message that we can proceed. So we have a question here. I would want Mr. Abel to answer this. So just briefly, because we're out of time, You're supposed to round up by 12 p.m. So, Mr. Abel, you answered this question on the group chat. The person is asking, I will just summarize, but if you can check the group, you see the questions here. He's trying to balance academics and opportunities that he has gotten. That's from Blessing Timothy. So you can help us to answer this question. Then we'll now go over to you sharing your experience by winning the grant as a youth corper. And also you replicated that with an NYSC corper. I think I saw that on your status. You replicated that. So we want to have more of it. So you can tell us more on that and also how to win after answering these questions. Thank you so much, Mr. Abel. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much, and it's my pleasure always. So the question is, I just got accepted for an international virtual internship, but I've seen mixed reviews online. I even spoke with a student from my school who did theirs there, and they confirmed what I've been reading, that the workload is really heavy, which I'm honestly not prepared for right now. Please, how can I politely turn it down without spoiling future chances with them, especially since I've already signed the agreement? Okay, an international virtual internship. Okay, so I assume that, I can see or I can infer from your write-up that you're no longer interested in it and you want to turn it down, but you don't want to maybe close the door against you. I think that's pretty easy. The fact that you're a student and then that's a point you can come from, that you have very tedious responsibilities. Yeah, and then so I think you can send them an email, right? Giving them, I think the more detailed you are in making them understand that you would have loved to actually do the work or the job, but due to maybe XYZ, the fact that your academic responsibilities are very intense right now with plenty projects, plenty deadlines, and all of that, you've seen that it's going to be really hard for you to combine the virtual internship with your studies. If you have maybe okay, now you shouldn't use network as an excuse, but yeah, you should be able to express it clearly to them that due to the nature of your academic standing right now, that it will be impossible for you to combine your academics with the internship or with the rigor of the internship at this time, and that you would be glad to maybe join them in the near future, but for now that it's not like the best time. Yeah, so I'm saying this since you've already judged from what you saw online and from the people you spoke with. But then I don't know, those people you spoke with, did they complete their maybe period there, or they also dropped out? I'm wondering why they're advising you to do that. But yeah, if you've weighed the options and you've seen that it's not what you would want to do right now, I think you can politely mention it to the company, and then the company should be able to understand that you have some other responsibilities, that rather than you be inefficient in the internship role, you would rather maybe let it slide for now. So yeah, I think that's what I would say. Yeah, but of course, we have to look at it from many different angles. Yeah, but based on the information you provided and the decision you've decided to make, this is what I can say. Then my experience with the Unity Bank Corpreneurship Challenge. So in April 2024, I was posted for my NYC, I was posted to Ebonyi State, and I needed to do my camping at, the name of the place is Afikpo in Ebonyi State. And yeah, I didn't like it. I wanted to get Abuja, but unfortunately, I was posted to, should I say unfortunately? I think fortunately, I was posted to Ebonyi State for my camping. And then, yeah, so in the camp there, I mean, I didn't even know about entrepreneurship before then. I didn't have any idea. I was just there sitting, looking, I mean, uninterested in many of the things they were doing because I didn't want to be there, right? So I was just there, and then on this fateful day, these people came from the bank, and then they gave a presentation, and they said they were doing a entrepreneurship challenge. It's just like copper plus entrepreneurship. So you pick the copper side of NYC, and then the entrepreneurship side of entrepreneurship, right? And then put them together. That's where the word entrepreneurship came from. So it's simply like a, should I say, business grant, or yeah, more like you have to propose a business that you want to do as a corper, right? A core member in that state, and then the bank, they are going to review, the judges, the panel of judges, they're going to review your presentation and then award the top 3 presenters cash prizes of 800K, 500K, and 300K respectively. So yeah, when they brought the information to us, I was like, okay, I mean, I don't know where the interest just flew in from, but as they were just saying it, I just looked around, and then I said, okay, they want a business proposal. I don't have any business. I've not done any business before, but I know that growing up, I used to farm very well. I mean, my parents are farmers in the village, so, and I was in the village for 17 years, so I knew a bit, right, about farming, cassava, all of those things. We did all of those things in the village then in Benue State. So I said, what if I write a proposal about something like this? And then tapping into the existing knowledge and understanding I have of how the world works, of how, of the direction the world is tending towards, of the challenges that are being discussed on the global, on the global scale, right? Challenges of food security, climate change, quality education, health, good health and well-being, and all of these things. So I said, okay, a lot of these people I am seeing here in camp, I don't think a lot of people, and then of course, you know, in camp, there are a series of activities that people are engrossed with. You have to wake up very early, you have to do parade, you have to do this. So I said, okay, this is an opportunity because most of the corpers here, they are going to be really busied up with all of these many activities. And then that is going to reduce the competition a bit. So I just had some of these few thoughts, and then I said, let me just give a shot at this. So I said, okay, so I went online and I searched for Unity Bank Entrepreneurship Challenge, and I saw that there was they had done one before in Lagos, and there were 3 winners, and I discovered that 3 of them did something in line with agriculture. I said, okay, I also have little experience in agriculture, so maybe I should also write a proposal in line with agriculture. Of course, we had limited time because the camping period is a very intensive one, and you barely have time for yourself. But I said, let me see what I can do, right? I mean, if I could barely have enough time to really come up with something very solid, that means it is the same for every other person. So yeah, let's the best time manager or whatever win. So that was how I said, okay, maybe I should maybe do Gary processing because I was familiar with how that is done. But then I did my research. I saw that to get the plants and equipment for that would cost over 5 million. I said, no, it's smart to give a proposal that is in line with the star prize, which was 800K. So I said, okay, let me think of something else. So then we began is it, what do they call it? There's this thing that they do in camp where you go and then they teach you about the business. Said, yeah, they call it Said. So I decided to, I mean, I had the option to join any of the Said sessions. There are some on hair making, barbing, just entrepreneurship, different entrepreneurship routes. So I saw one that was on agro allied. So this person is an expert in all of this agricultural stuff, whether it is crop planning or animal rearing or fish farming. So I went for that. And then from learning from him, right, about this animal farming and crop production, I said, I think it is going to be smart to go for fish farming instead, right? Because I saw the prospect in fish farming, and that is why information is very, very important and is key. So I didn't have much information about this until that day. So I think my path was just directed, and then that was how I got the light. And then I said, okay, I don't know anything about fish farming, but for the first stage of the competition, I am going to rely on research, right, to come up with something. And then that was how I went online. I searched about business proposals, business plans, and all of that on fish farming, especially in the Nigerian setting. And then I deployed the use of artificial intelligence, generative AI, that is ChatGPT. I trained it very well with the information I had gotten because there was really no time. Right, so you need to learn to be smart with using all of these things to your advantage. That was how I was able to train ChatGPT to give me good answers that I refined, right, to meet, because the proposal they wanted, they gave us a template with questions to fill the answers for. So that was how I was able to use ChatGPT to generate, and then we had to write it. I had to escape from one of the activities in camp to go somewhere and sit down and write everything I wanted to write. And then that was on the deadline of submission. And then I submitted. So that was the first stage of the competition. After we submitted, I think maybe over 100 corpers submitted their business proposals. And then the bank officials, they had to review the submissions, and then they made they made a list for the top 10. So the list came out and I was among the top 10 shortlisted. So the thing now is the top 10 selected business proposals have to be presented to the entire camp community. So both the other corpers, they'll be there, the judges from the bank, people from NYC, they're all gonna be there. And then we sat in front, and then we needed to give a pitch. They told us initially that it was going to be for 10 minutes, but then on the stage, they said we had to work with 5 minutes. So we had 5 minutes to prepare. Sorry, we had to deliver a 5 minutes quick proposal or presentation or pitch of the business we want to do. And then, yeah, so when I got shortlisted, I said, okay, now I've been shortlisted for something that is not my primary vocation, right? I don't have any experience fishing, right? So I had to consult people. I put it on my status. Who knows fish farming here? I got a few persons indicated that they knew stuff about fish farming, people that were on my contact list. And then I said, okay, I want you to run me through the process of fish farming from the beginning to the end, because I needed to build the knowledge base of the business, so that when I begin to speak, you think that I'm an expert, or you see that, yeah, this guy knows what he's saying. So that was how I had these very long conversations with, I think, two friends. I had to ask them what is the cost of doing the business and everything. So, and then the person that I attended, the person that facilitated the Said session that I attended in camp, I also met him, and then I asked him to run me through this. And then I just did my research. I found a way to connect my business idea with the SDGs, right? The SDGs that it suits. So I prepared myself for the presentation, and then of course, like I said, I met with the facilitator in camp for my side, and then I asked him to give me killer points that I could use to wow the audience, and he gave me some insights, and that was how it happened to my favor that day, that I gave a very excellent presentation. And given the fact that my choice of business, right, is something that is very relatable with the audience, it's very relatable with even the common people. I was able to show, based on all of the key points, indicators that they wanted to use to judge, because they gave us that. I was able to perfectly align my business proposal with them, and they asked questions. I was able to prefer solution because I was able to prove that this particular business that I had in mind is one that is profitable wherever you do is scalable. And yeah, I was simply able to show that, yeah, this is the business that you should fund. And that was how I won it. And then, yeah, so a few months later, another set of students, sorry, corpers went to camp. And then I had a friend I wanted to do the same because the same bank came to his camp. And then he asked me for help. I just ran him through everything I did, just like I have just said. And he did everything I did, right? And he also got selected. He also used the same business idea, which was fish farming then, because I was able to prove to him that it is a business that is very profitable to the point that you can do it even in front of your house. You can just get a bowl, put water inside, get fingerlings and put there and feed them to maturity, and then you sell, you make minimum of 2x of your investment. So yeah, so the same thing he did, and then he was able to also present very well, and he came first in his camp as well. So yeah, altogether, I think everything worked together for our good, and that was how we recorded this success. So key thing that I would say is I was able to identify a problem that is relatable to the general public, a business that was scalable, a business that could be done with very little amount of money, right? And then a business that you could easily sell, right? There's no week, an average family in Nigeria eats something that is from fish, right? Every week. So it is not something that is going to spoil, right? Your neighbor would need fish. So I was able to think and grab that, okay, this is something that would really sell. And yeah, I was able to present it to them. So that was how I got the grant then in 2024. I don't know if you have specific questions, I can answer. Thank you.
Speaking. Hello, Mr. Abel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. I know one or two persons might have questions, but because of our time, we just have to call it a wrap here. But sincerely, it was a great one. I don't know if anybody has a question related to this particular project and grant one. And I must say, why before the hand will come up, I must say that we'll be having more of this soon. It's going to be replicating itself. And one or two persons might also ask for your contact. So you can also mentor or guide through the process.
Sure. I'm always available to do that. It's always my pleasure to see people win the things that I've won in my life, from scholarship, money, everything.
Okay, thank you so much. At this point, we have to call it a wrap. Anyone else has anything to say? All right, I guess there's none. Thank you so much to, I can see. Thank you so much to Abdullah, to Jerry. Yeah, Abdullah is actually giving an applause to everyone and to Mr. Abel. Thank you. To Timothy, Ogechi, and Tokwasi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for staying up till this time. And to our speaker, thank you very much. And also, if you know you're on LinkedIn, do well to send I don't know, do well to send. Let me drop a number now on the chat group. Do well to send your LinkedIn name to myself. I'll drop it with the team so you can be tagged on our LinkedIn post regarding this webinar, just to highlight you. It's also for recognition. And thank you very much. It's a wonderful time. It's my pleasure being the host of this webinar. And we're going to be having another session coming up soon. So stay tuned. Do have a wonderful weekend. Please let me drop the number. I think, or if you can, 090 943 92699. You can send a message to me on WhatsApp, your name, so we can, that's your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn name, so we can tag you on the post that we'll be making. 090 943 92699. All right. Thank you so much. Do have a wonderful weekend. Mr. Abel, someone is actually asking for your LinkedIn profile. You can check him up on LinkedIn as Abel Onu.
Yes,
You
please.
just say on LinkedIn as Abel Onu. So thank you very much. Do have a wonderful day. Bye-bye to everyone.